So now let me introduce our speakers. We have today 6 speakers in West Africa and other regions in the world. And they are invited from government, international organizations, financial institutions, local entrepreneurship, and bamboo society. And with a roundtable dialogue, they will later also share more know-hows after the speech. I will introduce them one by one very shortly. First of all, the Honorable Minister of the Environment of Sierra Leone, Professor Forde Moriba Jaward. Excuse me if I'm not spelling it right. So since 2017, he has served as the Executive Chairman of the Environmental Protection Agency of Sierra Leone, EPASL. And since 2019, the country's Minister for the Environment. At the EPASL, with support from the World Bank, he improved the monitoring and assessment and various public-private partnerships to ensure environmental compliance. And he also worked with various international funding partners to overcome Sierra Leone's environmental challenge. And the minister will give a video speech as the opening remark because of other obligations.
Let's start with Honorable Minister of Environment of Sierra Leone, Mr. Forde Jaward.
Sierra Leone is a country on the southwest coast of West Africa with a population of over 8 million people. It is bordered by Liberia to the southeast and Guinea, surrounding the northern half of the nation. Sierra Leone has a tropical climate with vegetation ranging from savanna to rainforests. In addition to its rich mineral resources, the country is also recognized as a bamboo-growing region with great investment potential to contribute to the country's economic growth and developmental aspirations. The Minister for Environment will share more with us as he delivers his presentation.
My name is Professor Forde M. Jaward, Minister of the Environment in Sierra Leone. Fellow speakers, moderators, ladies and gentlemen, climate change is now an everyday threat to Sierra Leone due to erratic rainfalls, powerful storms, wildfires, among a host of others. These are as a result of the unsustainable use of our forest resources. The most recent disaster in the country that occurred was on 14th August 2017, when heavy rains triggered flash floods and a 6-kilometer-long landslide in Sierra Leone's capital, Rattan, killing over 1,000 people, submerging and wiping out over 300 houses along the foot of the Western Area Peninsula National Park. The floods also affected at least 4 other communities in other parts of Greater Rattan. The Western Area Peninsula National Park is surrounded by mostly fishing communities who depend on this forest for source of energy for fish smoking. Fellow speakers, previously, Sierra Leone was considered as the 3rd most vulnerable country to climate change, but with the recent efforts made by the government in addressing mitigation measures, the country is no longer considered as being in that precarious position. Government is now committed to environmental protection and climate change adaptation through the planting of trees around catchment areas and communities that are disaster prone. Bamboo is nevertheless a vast untapped strategic resource in rural communities in Sierra Leone that can be used to better manage climate change. It provides both beneficial ecosystem services and new income sources for our rural populations. Communities have been using bamboo in their strategies for adaptation and mitigation of climate change since the early ages because of the vast growth of bamboo and its ability to recover quickly from extreme weather events. Bamboo is also a perennial, drought-resistant and multi-purpose non-timber forest product that easily integrates into agriculture, including for homesteads as a boundary plant and reforestation of degraded areas, which makes it very suitable for climate change adaptation and mitigation. Fellow speakers, in Sierra Leone, bamboo and rattan resources can be grown, found everywhere, and are considered not only neglected but as invasive plants that are posing challenges to local farmers. Since 2002, when the country became a member of the International Bamboo and Rattan Organization, little has been done to develop the sector. However, with recent climate change challenges and coupled with the high rate of timber exploitation, there is now a strong national desire to develop the bamboo and rattan sector. The government of Sierra Leone, through my ministry, is championing the restoration of 5 million trees in degraded areas across the country, and we are sure of using bamboo in this effort. To make this program more participatory, we have brought forest edge communities on board to do the planting in every district of the country in an approach called community-based forest management. This approach will ensure direct community ownership to forest governance. As bamboo is fast growing, it will mitigate deforestation and provide source for energy consumption. Planting it in areas to restore degraded land does not preclude people from using it, as it regenerates within a year of harvest. The country has natural stocks of bamboo and rattan, and there is strong local desire to develop the bamboo and rattan sector. Since becoming a member state of INBAR, the country has participated and benefited in several trainings, study tours, and regional symposiums organized by INBAR and its partners. During a recent regional symposium held in Ghana in July 2021, the focal persons of INBAR of each member state in West Africa advocated for a regional program in bamboo and rattan, as this will help increase awareness and policymakers to develop the sector. In mid-October 2021, my ministry, through the Forestry Division, in collaboration with INBAR Regional Office in Ghana, engaged the private sectors, donor agencies, including EU, UNDP, Chinese Embassy in Sierra Leone, and FAO, and also the bamboo and rattan artisans to discuss the way forward on the development of the bamboo and rattan sector. With the facilitation of the Forest Division, donors discussed, identified, and reached consensus on the actions required, among which was to develop a national bamboo and rattan roadmap. In efforts to develop the sector, we now have a draft roadmap with overall objective of optimally tapping the potentials of Sierra Leone's bamboo and rattan resources for job creation, income generation, biomass energy, land restoration, and climate change mitigation. This objective is to be pursued through collaborative efforts grouped under 5 action clusters. 1. Mapping of bamboo and rattan resources and artisanal assessment. 2. Stakeholders and institutional capacity building. 3. Policy framework development. 4. Business development. And 5. Sustainable land management. My ministry is now in search of support to do the following. A. Validate the roadmap for implementation. The implementation of the roadmap shall be coordinated by Forestry Division in my ministry in partnership with INBAR for technical supervision. B. Plant bamboo in degraded areas around fishing communities for energy. C. Enhance private sector to invest in the bamboo and rattan sector and strengthen our South-South cooperation. D. Develop the capacity of the local bamboo producers and place them into community-based forest management committees to manage their own bamboo plantations for their livelihoods. And E. Use sustainable and fast-growing bamboo trees for community adaptation to climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, I wish INBAR and all its member states a very successful multi-actor webinar on bamboo sectorial development for a green circular economy in West Africa. I thank you for your attention.
And the next speaker is Mr. Ernest Achimpong, INBAR's West Africa Regional Office representative, project manager for Inter-Africa Bamboo Development Program. Together with the VARO team, he coordinates bamboo development in INBAR member countries in the West African sub-region. Over the past 3.5 years, he has also been coordinating the implementation of the Inter-Africa Smallholder Bamboo Livelihood Development Program in Cameroon, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Madagascar.
All right, thank you very much, Jinwe and Xiaoyin. A very good day, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody present for this webinar. I am particularly excited to share with you some of the work of INBAR and also the future of bamboo development in the West Africa sub-region. I must say, first of all, that quite a number of things are happening on the ground. Some of it INBAR is aware, others INBAR is not aware, and we are trying as much as possible to identify all the innovations, practices all across the sub-region. And so if any participant has something to offer at the end of the presentation, we are very much happy to talk about. So the presentation basically is discussing the status of bamboo development in West Africa. As Xiaoyin has already discussed, the topography and also the agroecological zones and also the ecological systems within the sub-region. I wouldn't waste much time on that. But what I is that overall, we have quite a huge potential to grow bamboo within the sub-region. Population-wise, we are almost 500 million as a sub-region, and so there's that huge market or potential to develop the bamboo sector. Bamboo, as you have already been told, grows everywhere across the sub-region, especially the countries very close to the Gulf of Guinea. And so far, we've recorded a number of bamboo species, those that were introduced and those that are considered indigenous. Basically, we have two main dominant bamboo species in the sub-region, which is the Bambusa vulgaris. This is very common everywhere you go, every country, you'll find it within the West Africa sub-region. And also we have the Oxytonanthera abyssinica. This was, according to some countries within the sub-region, they consider it as a native. But from what we have also imported some of the seedlings from Ethiopia. And so we have quite a diverse exchange of species. We also have other species that have been introduced in the West Africa sub-region, namely Guadua, Chicoensis, Bambusa multiplex, Guadua angustifolia, Dendrocalamus species, and also Arundinacea. These are all species that have been introduced and they are performing quite well in various countries within the sub-region. In terms of bamboo forest area, we have some estimates from at least 9 or so countries. And so it gives us a total of almost 3 million hectares. Now, I must say that of all these countries, we have not conducted intense or serious estimation, with the exception of Ghana, where we had the opportunity to do a bit more accurate GIS remote sensing assessment in 2020. This gave us a bit of an impression of how much is available, especially in 7 out of 16 regions in Ghana. Nigeria is considered as one of the countries with the largest forest size of bamboo. Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, they all have quite sizable bamboo, but we still need to do a whole lot of mapping activities to have an accurate figure. So these are estimates based on rapid assessment that were conducted. Now, in terms of a range of use of bamboo in countries within West Africa, we have categorized them into 3 product lines. We have the low-end products, which is the handicraft, the furniture, bamboo for rural housing, fencing, and props for construction. These are very common, and everywhere you go within the sub-region in these countries, you'll find that there are low-end products with bamboo being used. We also have the medium-end products, which is the toothpick, charcoal, and also briquette. And this is coming up strongly because of the need for sustainable materials and also for sustainable products. Then we have the high-end product, which is laminated boards, panels, pulp, paper, tissue, and also bicycle. And these are markets, emerging markets that are being developed around these high-end products. And so I'll share with you some of these factories and industries that are producing from the various category of products lines that I've talked about. And so we also have, in terms of ventures, we have small to large scale nurseries and plantations. We have countries and companies like Bamboo Mass, which is in the northern part of Benin. In West Africa, we have EcoPlanet in Ghana and also in Senegal. We have Kwamoka Farms in Ghana in the Ashanti region. And also we have Babarugu Foundation, which is also into plantation establishment for product development. There are quite a number of them in other countries that we are not aware of, but we're hoping that with time, this platform will facilitate people to engage more with INBAR. Secondly, we have small to large scale bamboo processing factories. I could make mention of Pamplo, Ghana, Akwa Ibom Bamboo Factory, which is in Nigeria, Boomers Bike, which is in Ghana here, and also we have Goodrow in Ghana, which is a new factory that has been set up to produce tissues and toilet rolls for the European market. We also have small to medium enterprises like the Ghana Bamboo Handicraft, the Global Bamboo, which is in our colleague will talk about, where they produce charcoal and briquettes. Then we have quite a huge association of artisans that are working in the different regions across the West Africa sub-region that are producing for export. Now, what is interesting is that although we don't have a lot of data to back what we are doing currently, there is still some amount of data that shows optimism in the exportation of bamboo products and also rattan products within the sub-region. And so if you look at the diagram, the figure here, you see Nigeria as one of the topmost countries that are exporting products made of bamboo and also rattan. Ghana is also at the forefront of it. We have Togo and also even Liberia. These are data that have been collected to show that there is that potential to have an international market. In terms of imports, you will see that Ghana is on top, talking about over $3.5 million of importation of bamboo products. So locally there is a market, and internationally we also have a market. And so there is that opportunity for us to develop the various aspects of the sector to make sure that we are capitalizing on both the local, the domestic, and also the international market. Then when we talk about investment, based on INBAR's intervention over the past decade, we've been able to identify key areas where we can invest and get our returns on investment. One key area is bamboo for energy. Charcoal is a serious business within the sub-region. With a population of almost 500,000, we have close to about 80% of the population relying on charcoal for energy production. Bamboo is a sustainable material that can provide enough charcoal both for domestic consumption and also for international market. In terms of bamboo agroforestry and plantation development, this is one key area that is coming up. And we see a lot of individuals, private sector actors that are venturing into bamboo plantation and agroforestry systems to establish the bamboo stock for the market that will be crucial for processing. And then we have the carbon market that is also, we are seeing a growing interest in the carbon market where bamboo can also be used to utilize on the carbon market that we're talking about. Then bamboo bicycle, this is one of the interesting areas where some few companies in Ghana are exporting bamboo to European countries, and they are quite making some huge profits and diversifying these profits as well. Pulp and paper production is also one key area that is coming up strongly. At least we have two companies that are in the offing that are going to produce tissues and toilet paper in the country with fiber from bamboo. In Nigeria, we have a factory that is running, that is producing for the local market. And also we have a lot of potential in Sierra Leone. When we were there were a lot of discussions on people establishing factories. Then when you come to the high-end product, we have companies that are intending to set up sophisticated products using bamboo. So we have quite a number of things in the pipeline that will come up. Then when we talk about financing, this is one of the key areas that we are aiming that people will be much more interested to invest in the sector. We talk about green finance. What we have seen is that in terms of the work as per the minister's speech, you realize that governments across the sub-region, it's not only in Sierra Leone, governments are quite interested in harnessing the potential of bamboo for livelihood, job creation, and also for environmental sustainability. And so financing both private and public sector investment, putting investment in public and private sector within the bamboo sector is one of the areas that we are advocating strongly for as INBAR. Then also the minister talked about policies that encourage the promotion of bamboo development. This is one area that is lacking because there's no data that is supposed to back the relevance and the value of bamboo, but we are seeking that investment to be in that sector where policies will be developed, action plans will also be developed. Then also setting up financial systems that deal specifically, for instance, with green investment. And bamboo is one of the investment that we are looking out for. Specifically, we want to look at some of these ways in which, or mechanisms in which we can help in terms of what to do. At INBAR, we've been providing what we call case studies that can be upscaled, to help with companies who want to invest in some of the best practices that have been identified. Then how do we promote private sector and public sector engagements in order to help with the investment within the sector? This is something that we are really working on. In terms of financing mechanism, I think as the world is moving closer towards green bonds, I think it's also some place that we can take advantage of. Governments are raising bonds each and every day within Africa, especially within the West Africa sub-region. This is one key consideration that we can look at as bamboo investment in green insurance and green bonds. Microcredit for sustainable development. This is one area that we are keen because we have built a lot of micro enterprises or community enterprises, and we are looking forward for a lot of investment. And one of the key areas is to build awareness within these microcredit institutions to support ventures that are aimed at promoting bamboo development. So these are all critical areas that we can look at in terms of helping promote investment in the bamboo sector. This is where I end the presentation. I thank you very much for your attention. I believe that through the discussion, we can have a lot of interactions. Thank you once again.
The third speaker is Ms. Marigold Adu, Executive Director for Business Development of Global Bamboo Products Limited in Ghana. She has been training across entrepreneurship, banking, and educational business. Marigold cooperates the bamboo and manufacturing business with her mother, Gloria, in the local communities that produce bamboo briquettes, charcoal, and bamboo poles.
So my name again is Marigold Edu. I am the Executive Director at Global Bamboo Products Limited. We are a for-profit social enterprise. We are looking to become a major player in the bamboo space, especially with raw material supply, seedling development, and most excitedly our bamboo fuel business. So essentially, our mission is to create a sustainable replacements for wood and wood fuel, or to present an alternative. Current focus, we have three products we work on, which is the bamboo charcoal, the bamboo culms, and then our bamboo briquette. We serve some major distributors in the country. And so that exposes us to almost every significant region in Ghana.
It's
And then
not
we
moving
also,
on.
Start the slideshow show and only then do share the screen. And then you can choose which screen you want to share.
okay, let me just share screen. So like I was saying earlier, we have three products we focus on. That's the bamboo charcoal briquette, and our bamboo combs. We currently have a number of stores we work through, and a number of businesses in the West African region who also we produce for. Our process is straightforward. So we have plantations. We also have a nursery, and then we put them, we harvest, put the bamboo in kilns. We harvest bamboo charcoal, the chips we use for our briquette process. We package them, and then we ship them over to our customers, who are usually people who resell or people who are consumers. We also reinvest the resources back into nursery development. So our system looks as fully integrating everything that we do in the bamboo space, from the farm to the consumer together. So there's a link in that area. Um, second. So we are represented by our clients in different cities. We've done some work within the West African region. Our challenge has been that we have not been able to serve the market that is there because of capacity and some other things related to that. We have a capacity of 20 ton, but we are not able to serve or meet the market demands as required. We have 300 hectares of land available. We've managed to do about 70 hectares of that, and we want to do more to scale up. The species of bamboos that we've cultivated include the vulgaris, which is a local species. We've introduced bima, we've introduced bamboo long internodes, and then we've done some amount of bamboo multiplex. Um, we see so many opportunities in different spaces, but we want to focus more on the charcoal space, which is where or the energy space, which is where we have honed or focused our business operations. So locally, charcoal market is valued about $70 million per annum. Activated charcoal imports, it's uh, hovering just under 4 million US dollars. Um, the vinegar market is just it's not locally the statistics for local volumes is not there, but globally it's projected to increase to 1.8 billion by 2024. Bamboo boards market here is on the rise. We've seen it's locally here available, imported from China and other parts of the world. And I think the revenues, as discussed earlier, is significantly high. We have put it at about 5 million US dollars per annum locally. I think there's so much opportunity for us all to benefit. Um, we need um, enhancements in the production, i.e., machinery, so that we can do more. So the kiln capacities that we have around the country, especially for bamboo, I don't think it will be enough to even meet the local market demand. We're looking at doing at least 1 ton per individual in this country for charcoal usage. And at 20 tons, you are only serving to 20 individuals. And there's more than at least 10 million people that need to be served charcoal every day. So there's opportunity there. Also, with regards to financing, yes, there's a lot of green finance, but it looks like accessing them has not been quite straightforward. Perhaps there's need for more engagement in how to make sure that that financing comes through to the businesses. Um, Also, in the product development space, yes, we've seen some very good products come out, but when the businesses scale, the quality of the products are not all consistent, especially when you look at export markets or trying to find markets. The other thing I'll say about the finance, not to forget, is that I think that, or we believe that most of the financing that is coming through should be tied to some sort of market connection so that the businesses start and they already have somewhere to take the goods. And it's one of the things that we're keen on. And that's why we chose charcoal because everybody uses charcoal every day. And the market is seriously underserved. So we invite some of you to join us grow and make this everlasting smokeless charcoal available to everyone. Now, why we do what we do? So we've worked in degraded forest areas since the inception of the business. We've been into areas where the trees had disappeared, the water had dried up actually, and then we've been there and started our bamboo planting. We've seen some agroforestry work improvements. So in one of the areas we're working at in Mankran when we started, the people had very serious difficulty with water. And when we introduced the bamboos, over time, the streams that had dried up started returning. And the water that came back was actually much more clean and better quality than before. Because I think over the years, when the place had become so dry, and that's in the first picture in the corner with the two trees in that with the corn in the area. So the same picture a few years after the bamboo, you see a much greener space, see the community engaging with us, and then you see the water returned into the area. And these are some of the benefits that and the whys to our things. We believe that it's important that our business significantly impacts the environment. And when it comes to people, the people who use our products, the fuels, we've had people get surprised that they're cooking and they don't have to deal with all that smoke that comes from using, let's say, firewood and other fuels. We have some clients who have become our advocates and highly recommended its use for cooking. Women get healthier, households get healthier. There's economic benefit for everyone. So the people who also sell for us, we make sure that they can make some very good financial returns on what we send over to them for sale. We are a truly green secular business. From the bamboo homes that we cultivate, even to the areas that we harvest from, and to the places that we work in, we try as much as possible not to infringe on the community, not to infringe on the land and cause problems, but rather to grow it to make sure that everybody benefits in terms of the environment, in terms of people, in terms of the resources that we also manage to get out of it. We engage locally with as many young people as we can interface with. We engage with community leaders as well. For the environment, we are very, very particular and we try as much as possible to let people we work with in the communities see the impact of having these bamboos in the communities. We've had areas where people are very, very protective of their bamboo species because they've seen the impact it makes in their lives. And then for the people who consume our products, clean energy is what they love about it. They love the fact that it lasts longer. They like the fact that it's not smoky, and they like the fact that they actually make savings on their money. For our investors, I believe that there's a strong return on your investment. We are talking at least 50% return plus, if we're very efficient in moving forward. I think that, and I'm glad to hear what Enes said. So much is being done in the bamboo space. We are a pioneering company. We've gone through the mill. We've gone through so many challenges. We've also had some successful moments and all that. We encourage everybody in the bamboo space um, to continue preaching it. Let people use it. Let people come on board. And I also employ all of us on the continent to come up collectively, be cohesive, because collaboration is so important in growing each other. If we look at Asia and other parts of the world, everybody is talking to everybody to move this agenda forward. So I'd like to, on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for giving me the time and the opportunity to speak with you. We're very, very appreciative. And hopefully we can continue. Thank you very much. Bye.
I have to mention that Marigold is the second generation in Ghana of the bamboo industry development. And her mother, Gloria Adu, has launched the company many years ago. And she said she's going to be a touchstone on the way of bamboo development of Ghana. So I was when she was in China with us in the training workshop. Yeah, so I do wish that our Ghanaians, there's more entrepreneurs joining the bamboo sector and to make it a big cluster for green economy development.